So we've got a local fundraiser on today, Country Hope. It's like a cancer thing, so I had the Mini out yesterday and just took it to like a local mini meet. I thought I'd get a bit of hate, but they didn't mind it, so that's cool. And just while it's on the trailer, I thought I'll take it back down to this other thing, so I'll load her up and head off. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're making some good progress. Have a look at the inside now. Got the seats sort of all mounted in there. And today I'm working on the brake line. So that's the brake cylinder, brake master cylinder mounted there. These are some of the lines I've just spent up. So the line, this one here will go in there through that little hole in the firewall, like that, into a T-piece, and then to each of the front lines. I'm just running front brakes for now, and I've got the second master cylinder there and proportional valve and that sort of thing to try and run rear brakes later, but for the minute just going to run the front brakes. It's unboosted, Wilwood set up. It's got a pretty long ratio pedal. I went through all the maths and it should be pretty right. So I should stop alright, and the pedal shouldn't be too hard and that sort of thing. So just went down to Mates Auto 1 and got this brake flaring tool. So I'm just going to get these flared. Then I've got to go down and get, I didn't have enough Bundy tubes, so they got some coming in this morning. So I'll get that and a few fittings which will hopefully let me run the fluid reservoir. And if all goes to plan, we'll have brakes today. So yeah, pretty stoked to see how this is going to work and how it feels. So let's get into it. Most important thing is to remember to put that tube nut on first, otherwise you're redoing it. Okay, so I'll put that in and tighten these up. Alright, so that's when the brake line's in there. You can you see this? See there, the brake line ends in that little hole. So then I've just put a little bit of lube on there, up one. Pull that out. More lube on there, number 2. Okay. Hopefully it should be done. Let's check it out. Sweet. Looks good. Slide that down there. There we go, it's one done. So I'm just about done flaring these lines, and the private eye in me suspects that maybe this might be a Chinese knockoff with its patent pending. Alright, so I've got these lines bent up, or what I can so far. I'm just waiting on a bit more hard line with Bundy tubes. So there's so it comes through the firewall there. I'll weld a little bolt or something off there to hold that. Comes down there, it will actually sit a little bit like that, and that's where it goes to the flex line. So the texture now, so that's there. I tried a little bit with the steering lock. It seems to like it'll work all right there. I'm gonna make a little bracket for that off of there. So while I'm waiting for this other tube to get delivered, it'll be about an hour or so. So I've got this reservoir here for my brake fluid. Now I'm going to make a little hard line for it. I wasn't sure if I was going to try and adapt it straight to there. What I think I'll do is I'm going to make a little aluminium bracket that comes off here and have that sitting just there. So that way I can possibly get a T-piece ladder and run it to this brake as well. So yeah, I'll have a bracket here that uses these bolt holes to hold it in there, with a couple of holes in there for those lines to go through, and have it up like that. So I've just got that bit of I'll fix that again. I think it's 3mm alloy sheet, or 2mm, I can't remember. So I'm going to mark that out, cut it, bend it, and that should be a nice neat solution for the brake fluid reservoir. So let's get into it. Hey Prince. Hey buddy. Okay. So I'll line that up there. Let's check. As luck would have it, this little bracket is pretty much the same width as that steel bracket there, so that works out good. Just line that up there, mark this. So I want it to come to about there. And then how high is it got to come? Maybe, I'll do it 75mm. 75 plus 20, I'll do it 100mm. Carpenter's hammer. Put a couple of holes where those marks are, and it should be right to go. Alright, so I've got here, this is my little bracket for this. That can obviously go up or down. Now I've just got to figure out where these holes have got to go here, so that's height it's going to be at, which is, I've got a hole about there, and it is centered about there. So if I do a hole about there, it should be right for that line to go through. All clear? It's good. Alright, so there we go. Undo one of these. Got my beautiful pink screwdriver. go. That goes there. Cool. So obviously I'll round these off, make it look a bit prettier. But that's where that's going to go. I'll probably have to end up doing a loop and around just to get enough height out of it, but we'll see how we go because we can lift that up to whatever height. So that's where my brake master cylinder's going, or the reservoir. It should keep it out of the way of the steering wheel and getting in and out and that sort of thing. So yeah, happy with that. Alright guys, so welcome back. It's been about a week since my last update. It was meant to be like a day or so, but had trouble getting a couple of fittings. But they're all here now, it's all done. So this is my reservoir mounted. I've done this line here, which goes up and under over the master cylinder. That's all done in the hard line. This line here goes across to my T-piece, which is in there. And then that runs to either side, so it goes there to the flexible lines. At full lock, it should clear all that sort of stuff, but if I need to, I'll put a little cable tie or something, or a spring to hold it back that way. So there you can see kind of really good view of how it all fits together. So that's my steering coming down there. It goes underneath the sump. Yeah, my exhaust manifold comes down and then up there. These are going to get changed probably to come down here, but I can just wait for a little while. I got my blow valve on, so that's all. I'm getting a mate Kyle to weld that up for me, TIG weld it, just so it's all a bit neat. So yeah, it's cool. We got, oh, hang on, I'll slip the wheel on for you. Ready, set, there we go. So that's the wheel, there we go. Got brakes, nice long pedal. It's I haven't actually sat in it, but just pushing, man, that's really easy to push, so it's good. I'll probably still have to just bleed it a little bit, but it'll all have to come apart when I do the weld up the chassis and do the paddling and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've just got to make a mount for here, so I'm going to use these two brackets here, do a bit of flat bar or something there, and curve something around and brace it to there, just to hold that radiator up straight. It needs to be low, so it's sort of not encumbered by the top of the body or anything. Then I'll have to work on this top hose here and work out the hose routing. So yeah, the seat's done, tunnel's done. Oh, it's all sort of mocked up, it's not done yet, but there we go. So soon it'll all be getting pulled apart. Before I do that, however, I've got these bits of angle here. So these will be getting mounted to there like that, and then when I do some sills that sort of come down there, so the sills will be like a box section that goes down around there. I'll trim all this and put some sills on there, and they will come down and sit on top of that, which will help sort of continue the line through from wherever that front bar is all the way through. And then I'll do the same at the rear. You see here, have a look how thick that bog is there. I've done some serious work before I got hold of it. So yeah, I'll just get rid of that to a whole new bit that comes down a bit lower and a bit squarer. So, making progress. We've got brakes, and I'm really happy with how that looks. It looks nice and neat. So very soon I'll be pulling it all apart. I've got an accelerator pedal to mount there before I go too far. I'll figure that out. Yeah, then it'll just be getting pulled apart, fully welded up in the chassis. Then I'm going to also add these bars here and one across the top. They just didn't have enough tube at the time when I was doing the rubber hoop, just to make it that little bit safer. And big news is that Summernats has cancelled or postponed from the big event in Canberra, so that's what I was building it for. And I thought, oh, okay, good, I'll take my time. I'll just won't stress about getting it done. And then, yeah, a few people sort of talked to me about Summernats Slam, which is an event in Sydney, and got me convinced to do that. So the deadline's still on, still got lots to do before January 8th. and that's got, it's got like drags and burnouts and that sort of thing. I've just entered the Summernats Slam entry, which is skid row, grudge racing, show and shine, and Motorcana, I think. So that should be a good test anyway for it. I didn't enter the burnouts or the drags. With the drags, they started talking about, oh, so has it been IHRA tech inspected and that sort of thing. It's never really built to be a proper drag car. Maybe some 8-mile stuff, but I don't want to go down that road of having to tech inspect it and do all that sort of stuff and go that quick with this particular car. So I'll just stick to what I can do. Hopefully they do a bit of 8-mile grudge racing or something. We'll see. And yeah, and I'll get a few burnouts on skid row, so that could be kind of cool. A good test. I'm just not ready to lean on it for a full 2 minutes yet. I'd like to get a bit of driving done first, so there'll be plenty of time for that later. Anyway, so there we go. We have got brakes